all synthetic life forms. Like, they're not even making there's no bones about it. But Federation is like, well, let's just stop making synths. Like, we ban the production of them. Well, you ban the production of them.
It sounded like you said, let's just stop making sense, you know. And that's just sort of the whole premise of this episode, I think.
Let's stop making sense. Yeah.
Yes.
It's true, though. Picard says, he makes this big speech how my ship can hold everybody here. We're going to evacuate all of you, and that I'm going to become your advocate in Starfleet. I'm going to make them see what's really going on. I'm going to make them help us fight off the Romulans and blah, 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 blah. And he's making a lot of promises. And what I do like about this scene is, in my head, as I was watching it for the first time, I was like, dude, you can't make that promise. Starfleet doesn't listen to you anymore. And then just as I'm thinking that, the show voices that through Dr. Soong, saying, he can't make you that promise. They didn't listen to him about the Mars attack. You know, they have no reason to listen to him as an advocate for these synthetic beings. And so they decide to put Picard under house arrest. They are going to lock up Agnes too, but she says, you know, please don't do that, even though I know I don't deserve it, but I want to finish Bruce's work. Soong says, well, you know, she is helpful to me, so yeah, I'll keep an eye on her, basically. They take Picard away. Agnes will go with Soong to work on the Golem or the Golem. I'm saying Golem now. Golem. And our final scene of the episode is we see Commodore O. She is in command of a brand new looking Romulan warbird. She and her fleet are warping through space. They have 24 hours until they reach the planet. Presumably, the synthetic life forms will call for help from this advanced synthetic life form race, which sent the admonition. And they'll probably show up right away. So it looks like we're headed for a really big showdown for episode 10. And that's our episode. That's episode 9.
Ooh.
I know. It was a lot. So, yeah. So I think, you know, overall, I mean, certainly we did break it down pretty well. I think overall, I think we had issues with some of the stuff, some of the pacing, the storytelling, some of the BS additional canon stuff. Definitely have some, and I'm interested to hear, like, from other Trek fans. I have to say, at least overall, what I've seen is the whole mind meld business. A lot of Trek fans are calling BS on that. Mm-hmm. A lot of them. Like, I have yet to see a Star Trek fan, at least in the groups I'm in, to be like, oh no, I'm totally okay with it. Like, there's a lot of angry nerds out there, or mildly annoyed nerds. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, that is episode 9, and next week we will be watching the final episode of Picard. Can't believe it. Wild.
How did that happen so quickly?
I know. It happened very quickly. So, yeah, I remember, like, the countdown to them releasing the first episode. It felt like forever away. And now here we are about to, watch our last episode. So, should be pretty amazing.
What are your predictions for the final episode, ladies?
Brooke, do you have any predictions for final episode?
I don't know. I don't want Picard to be in the Golem. I want that to just be like a red herring or something. And, I want it destroyed. So it'd be like, oh, oops. Like, maybe they're gonna do it and then it gets destroyed. Anyway, I don't know, because there has to be some sort of big cliffhanger, because they had got them to already season 2 before season 1 came out. I don't think that they watched all of season 1. I think they just had the scripts and was like, okay, yes, you can, I don't even know that they watched, I just said that they watched all of it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't think that would make a difference, because I don't know that any of them would have been enough Star Trek people to catch the couple things that we had problems with.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. I think if I had to make a prediction for the final episode, I think what we are forgetting, and I don't know if it'll come into play, but there is a fleet. There is a Starfleet fleet at Deep Space 12. Which they were supposed to, originally rendezvous with them.
Mm-hmm. And
Picard
then couldn't get a hold of him from Bruce Maddox's quarters or whatever either. He kept trying.
Right. Yeah. So what could happen could be that Agnes, because she is not under house arrest, she might be able to get a message like to Rios to tell him to get in touch with the fleet if he can get his ship up and running. I do think we will see Seven of Nine, Elnor, and all of the ex-Borgs show up to help. I think that this other race of synthetic beings is going to show up. I think they're going to try to destroy all the organic life. I think there's going to be some space battles, but I think there's also going to be some battles on the ground. And I think that's where we'll see Elnor. I hope so anyway. I think that's where we'll see Elnor with some really cool kick-ass fighting moves. And I think we'll see Seven of Nine do some stuff. I think we'll see the ex-Borgs come in with like phasers and whatever. So I think we're headed for that. I don't put it past the show to kill off one of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Which one I couldn't say, but there have to be real stakes here,
well,
for the show to mean
Picard.
something.
Not Picard unless he's going into the Golem because it's named after him. So basically, anybody else is fair game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I don't want Rafi or Rios to die.
Same.
No, I hope not. They're great. Faye, do you have any predictions for episode 10?
I just had a massive brain fart, and shush, because I thought, you child, they keep making a point of referring to Picard as Locutus. They've brought the Borg back. Technically, are we thinking of the Borg as synthetic or organic life?
Oh, because they're cyborgs, because they're both.
So, when this greater synthetic life, I'm air quoting, but you can't see that.
We can hear it in your voice.
This greater synthetic life appears, and they're faced with the challenge of the Borg. What are they going to decide to do? And on the back of that, when they're faced with Picard, because Picard is still recognized by the Borg as synthetic, will they recognize Picard potentially as synthetic? Because there is still something in him, potentially, that is recognizable as Borg.
Oh.
Sorry, brain just went kapoo. Not a full pow, just a kapoo.
Well, for that matter, Seven of Nine is even more
exactly
synthetic than Picard is. Could the synthetic life forms recognize her as one of them and say, you should be on our side? That would be interesting. Maybe some conflict of interest there.
Yeah.
So what if the synthetic life forms are the Borg?
That was my other thought.
Because I kind of thought that. Like, what if they were the Borg? Because we kept saying, oh, what if Soji goes back in time and she's the Borg queen? But that could still happen. It's probably not, but that could still happen. Because then that would make it where she would be sentient enough to, like, talk for everybody. Well, I mean, I guess the Borg queen is anyway. And to say all of this and then to have them come back. And I don't know. Like, now my brain is going lots of different directions.
So that would mean if the admonition is that old, it's thousands of years old, right? It's thousands of years old, or hundreds?
Yeah.
Thousands. The Borg have been around that long.
But they haven't. I don't know. Do we know how long they've been around or anything about really? Besides they assimilate?
I don't know. I'm sure that there's nerds out there. If you are a nerd that knows how long the Borg have been around, you can write us. Be very gentle if you correct us. We are only people. You may write us an email. You may talk to us on Twitter and Facebook if you know the answer to that. I don't, off the top of my head, know. I'm just saying if it is the Borg that put this admonition out there, which I don't discount that theory at all, it would have to be a very early version of the Borg and not the Borg that we know today.
Right.
Because the Borg that we know today have no reason to put out a message to synthetic life saying, we'll come and help you.
Right.
The Borg the Borg don't even help themselves.
That's
because
true.
if a cube is damaged, they just cut it off from the collective and it's like deuces, and they just leave. So I don't know. It would have to be like an earlier version of the Borg.
Right. Well, I mean, it would be anyway, just because it would be so long ago. But I think it was like hundreds of thousands of years, is what they said. Like 200,000 years ago, or something ridiculous. I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see. I'm definitely interested to see what this other synthetic life form race looks like.
Or if we even get to see it.
Yeah,
that's true. Maybe we don't even see it. Maybe that's a teaser for season 2. Even maybe we just get to see them at the very end of the episode. It's possible.
Yeah, like just the ship shows up and then that's it.
Maybe that's yeah, that is also a possibility. I think that no matter what, there'll definitely be threads hanging that would need to be answered in season 2. For sure, there will be some kind of cliffhanger, some kind of threads hanging that will get the answers in season 2. Which I saw on Instagram. Michael Chabon said that they're still writing season 2, so they haven't started filming it yet. So they are still working on the script. So, yeah. So they haven't even started filming. Although, to be honest, even if they were filming, they'd probably have to pause because of the coronavirus. So,
they can still write in their own houses.
Exactly. You could be at home and write by yourself and not infect anybody else. But wow, here we are, right before the penultimate episode of Picard. That's a tongue twister. Faye, thank you so much for coming on our episode and talking about episode 9. If people would like to find you on the interwebs, where could they do that?
You can do that on either Twitter or Instagram as @overratedpixie, or if you would like to see my small barky guest, that is a sausage named Beans on the Instagram. Or if you are a member of the Leftover Army, I am in the Leftover Army page. Hit me up there.
Excellent.
Wow.
Yes.
I forgot that my barky guest also has her own Instagram account.
Oh, please tell us.
It's Carol_Dogverse. I think that's what it is.
So cute.
Because she's Carol Danvers, but she's Carol Dogverse.
That's adorable.
But
on Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram.
That's adorable.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I can't remember. I didn't make it, but it's my dog, so obviously my roommate made it.
I was going to say, did Carol make it? Has she
she could have. I see her eye in Cindy's phone a lot, so she might have made it herself. I don't know.
Carol has become that advanced that she's making Instagram accounts for herself.
She's posting her own selfies.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Faye, for joining us. Thank you to Brooke, as always, for my co-host.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see you guys all next week. Can't wait for the final episode. And as we always say, keep boldly going where no one has gone before. See ya.
Bye.
The Cardcast is hosted by Rebecca and Brooke. You can find us at facebook.com/PicardCast, on twitter.com @ThePicardCast, or email us at picardcast@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and boldly go where no one has gone before.